Good morning, it's Nancy. Today, I have to get my hats out. I haven't been wearing my hats. That's because winter, you need a different kind of hat in the winter. Anyway, I thought I would do a real update. I haven't done a real update for a long time. Well, what should I tell you? The snow is going away. Today is, what is today anyway? The 17th now? It's Thursday. And we're in April. So I'm beside the pond. I haven't sat in this chair since last summer. There's the pond. The edges are melted, but it's below freezing right now, so it's kind of solid right now. There's still snow up here on the hill. The sun doesn't reach this for much of the day, just in the very first part of the morning. But everything's been melting, and so the stream is really full. It was fuller yesterday. It was over the road at one point. Well, not over the road, made a little puddle off to the side. But it is flooding, and it floods all the way up to our Pond Lane Peninsula. You see, the Pond Lane Peninsula comes down here, and then it comes around here, and that's Willem's Garden there. And then there's a little place here where it overflows from the marsh into the pond, or from the pond into the marsh. It's not really a marsh, it's actually a meadow. But right now, with the stream in flood, it floods over into the meadow. And then we have two waterfalls now that come down the hill. And one of them is going into the pond and one goes into the meadow. And so it takes a while for this water to soak away. So it's really just a flooded meadow. We always called it a marsh, but it isn't a marsh. Because it's only wet because of the flooding stream. Or is that what a marsh is? But it grows good canary grass and sedge. Does a marsh do that? There's no cattails. Cattails would be in a marsh. There is a little patch of cattails, but the rest of it is a meadow. I always used to think that someone had plowed it and left it very bumpy, and that's why it was so hard to walk through. But then last year I went searching for sedge and realized that sedge, tussock sedge, I guess it is, grows in a little mound, and every year the mound gets higher until it's a mountain. Of course, you know how that goes. And so I walked through there and saw that every place where it's bumpy, it's not bumpy because of some, it's been 17 years. I've always thought that someone had plowed this and left it bumpy. But no, it's, the water would have leveled it if it floods like this every year. So it's those tussock sedges that do that. So I'm out here. Isn't that nice? It's morning. The sun comes up at about 6:45 now. I like to walk down here, down the peninsula. It's starting to drain. This side over there comes from, that's the runoff from up on our hill. All these hills here, the runoff comes down in Dead Man's Run, which is a valley. And it fills it up down in there. But it's, I saw it's trying to come across and into the pond a little bit and drain. All these interesting bits, Ooh, cold wind. Cold wind. I have hip waders now, so I could put on my hip waders and I can walk across this and go see those waterfalls. There's a waterfall over there too. That's the third waterfall. The other ones are over there. I think I've seen that one from up in there when I've walked up high. That one doesn't come down near the pond. Let's see if I can show it to you. Not really. Anyway, so let's see, what should I tell you? So Virginia came for 2 months or 77 days. She was here and at a few places. She would bop around between one and the other. And then she went home. And that's been a couple of weeks now she's been home. Or a week maybe. I don't know. We went to see the baby yesterday. I started writing a journal to him. Thought I would write a journal to him and let him know what his life was like when he was little. My part of his life, right? I don't know his whole life. I kept journals of the kids when they were little. I thought I would start writing a journal to him. Desmond, letter to Desmond. One day he can read them all. I think that's a neat idea. We've been in our room upstairs is so nice with those 2 windows. It brings in the morning light, comes in up high, and the afternoon light and the evening light. There's a lot of light in that room. I really like it now. And so we have a nice couch up there, a love seat couch. So I spend a lot of time up there now. I've been doing genealogy. I have this book. A friend of mine, or a relative, I guess, a cousin, a distant cousin. He compiled all this information. Did I tell you? I probably did tell you once about I had done my genealogy research on my one side, and I could only go so far back to second great-grandfather, but then it was stuck. It said that he came from the USA. He was in Canada after that. Yeah, I'm back in where my family roots are. Anyway, he came from the USA, and I couldn't find him. I had this family Bible my mother had, and I had all those names in the family Bible. Well, anyway, I went on Roots L. I think it's World Connect. And I put in my great-grandfather's name, and this other man had put in some information. So I emailed him. Turned out I had met him briefly. And he had been looking for the family Bible for 20 years. I said, I can't get farther back. I've only got the family Bible, and I can't get any further back. And he was so excited when he read that, because for 20 years he had been doing the genealogy, and he wanted the family Bible to prove these connections. That would be his only, there weren't records back then that he could find, but he knew that these... Anyway, and so he was so excited that I had the family Bible, and I was so excited that he had all this information. And so I've been taking this information, and this is 13 years ago, I think, or 14 years ago now, in 2000. I found this out on New Year's Day, 2000. Anyway, and so now I'm taking this book and going through it one name at a time. I started at the beginning, which is very far back. And I've been comparing it to the records that the church has online at familysearch.org. And most of it is correct. Much of it is, he doesn't have everything, and they don't have everything. So I am putting in the bits that he has that they don't have, and I'm checking the things that they have to make sure it's the same as what he has. I can always put in a second opinion, right? If it's a different date. But it's awesome because I feel good. I'm able to merge individuals. There are 2 people, like one person with his family, and then another that's already exists there. But I have the family coming down, the generations, and him as a child, and I know the wife's name, and so I'm able to merge the 2 and connect the lines, the genealogy. Isn't that awesome? I wonder if you're still recording. Oh, looks like you are. I recorded for a long time yesterday, and it went missing. I don't understand. I hope this turns off and does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so that's my update from today. goodbye. Enjoy your day.